Are you a historian? It is said that those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. This applies to me as well. One of my superpowers is precisely learning from not only my history, but from others as well. You see, doing so allows one to be ahead of the curve, granting a leg up on my peers and others. This alone garners the attention of the undesirables. Who are the undesirable? That's anyone of any ethnic background who wishes harm upon me in any way. These people aren't well versed in history, theirs or otherwise. Portions of my history state that my intuition has always been correct, and yet I too have in the past done or said what my forward mind was screaming versus maintaining the stoic insight to keep me on the correct path. Upon becoming weary from self-inflicted unmindfulness, I sought to provide myself with rapid solutions to remain drum tight, and all from reflecting on my history of living. In the opening, should I say, I mentioned those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it, but what was omitted was that history has many ways of repeating without any assistance from anyone. That said, vigilance across the board is of the utmost importance when dealing with the history of any being. And that's the reality.
Are often driven away so that mother and children can eat.
85% of the head of household is a woman, because most of the men who should be in the household, they cannot make a decent living. And of course it is better to know that a child will be fed 12 months out of the year than 3 months, which you do in the summer when construction work, you can make a decent living.
The man in the house rule was written to prevent welfare cheating, to make sure that aid to families with dependent children would go only to families headed by mothers. But the effect of the man in the house rule is to create for children an atmosphere of investigation and surveillance, and thus the welfare system in its operation turns out to be a system to make life harder for children.
The welfare system helps the disintegration of the American family. It offers money to families if the fathers will leave them and stay away, in that sense undoing the very stability of the family and taking away one of the two parents that children, of course, need. And what I have seen, I'm afraid to say, all over the country is that the legal system works against the best kind of home for these children. We don't encourage parents to be at home with the children. We don't encourage mothers to feel that they can find their destiny as mothers. We take away, in many of the most vulnerable homes, fathers from those homes. We herd foster children together in institutions rather than trying to find decent homes for them. We don't tap the resources we have in communities and with respect to older people so that they can help out vulnerable homes. We don't sanction and encourage and support in every way, morally, psychologically, and financially, the dignity and integrity of the home. And in the worst of it is that the homes that are most vulnerable are the homes that are least supported by the policies of local, state, and federal governments. And no wonder then, out of these more vulnerable neighborhoods, we get an endless cycle of troubled, delinquent, wayward youth who grow up even more and become the lawbreakers of our society. Now, I don't know how you break this cycle except by starting out with young children.